North Korea is a country of striking contradictions. It is one of the poorest nations globally, with many citizens facing hunger and hardship. Yet, it possesses a formidable military, consuming a significant portion of its limited resources. This stark contrast between poverty and military strength has puzzled and alarmed the international community for decades. Despite these hardships, North Korea has poured vast sums into its military, prioritizing it over the well-being of its people. This focus on military strength, despite the cost to its people, is a significant concern for the international community. Adding to the fear factor is North Korea's nuclear program. Since the early 2000s, North Korea has conducted several nuclear tests and developed an arsenal of ballistic missiles. These actions have drawn condemnation from the international community and resulted in stringent sanctions. North Korea's nuclear ambitions stem from its desire for security and recognition as a legitimate nuclear power. The country's leadership views nuclear weapons as the ultimate deterrent against foreign aggression, particularly from the United States and its allies. The unpredictable nature of North Korea's leadership further amplifies concerns about its nuclear capabilities. The international community has repeatedly called on North Korea to abandon its nuclear program and comply with international non-proliferation treaties. However, North Korea has consistently defied these calls, arguing that its nuclear weapons are necessary for its self-defense. The continued development of its nuclear and missile programs remains a major obstacle to peace and stability in the region and beyond. At the helm of this secretive nation is Kim Jong-un, the third generation of the Kim dynasty to rule North Korea. His leadership style, often characterized as ruthless and unpredictable, has contributed significantly to the global perception of North Korea as a rogue state. Kim Jong-un maintains an iron grip on power, suppressing dissent and controlling information within the country. His regime is known for its human rights abuses, with reports of political prisons, forced labor camps, and widespread censorship. This lack of transparency and disregard for human rights further isolates North Korea from the international community. Kim Jong-un's aggressive rhetoric and provocative actions, including missile tests and threats against other countries, have heightened tensions in the region. His unpredictable behavior makes it difficult for other nations to anticipate North Korea's next move, contributing to a sense of unease and mistrust. To understand the current situation, it's essential to look back at North Korea's history, particularly the Korean War from 1950 to 1953. The war, which ended in an armistice rather than a peace treaty, left the Korean peninsula divided and technically still at war. The Korean War solidified the division between North and South Korea, with both sides heavily fortified and suspicious of each other. This unresolved conflict continues to cast a long shadow over the region, fueling tensions and mistrust. North Korea's actions are often seen through the lens of this historical conflict, shaping international perceptions of the country. Since the war, North Korea has been involved in numerous smaller-scale conflicts and provocations, including naval clashes, cross-border incursions, and acts of terrorism. These actions, often seen as attempts to assert dominance or extract concessions from the international community, have further solidified North Korea's image as a volatile and unpredictable actor on the world stage. Section 5. Acts of aggression testing the waters. North Korea's history is punctuated by acts of aggression that have kept the world on edge. The sinking of the South Korean warship Kyonan in 2010, attributed to a North Korean torpedo attack, is a notable example. This incident resulted in the loss of 46 South Korean sailors and significantly escalated tensions. North Korea denied involvement, but the incident highlighted its willingness to use military force. North Korea has also been linked to numerous cyber attacks targeting various countries. Section 6. International sanctions, a double-edged sword. In response to North Korea's nuclear tests, the United Nations has imposed numerous sanctions. These sanctions aim to pressure North Korea to abandon its weapons programs. They target key sectors of the economy, including exports and financial transactions. While impactful, they haven't deterred North Korea's nuclear ambitions. North Korea circumvents sanctions through illicit activities like smuggling. Sanctions have further isolated North Korea, complicating diplomacy. This isolation strengthens the regime's control over information. Section 7. The price of fear, global implications. The fear surrounding North Korea has far-reaching consequences for the region and the world. It has led to a significant military buildup in Northeast Asia, with countries like South Korea, Japan, and the United States increasing their military spending and conducting joint military exercises. This militarization of the region increases the risk of miscalculation and escalation, potentially leading to a larger conflict. The constant threat from North Korea also diverts resources away from other pressing global issues, such as poverty, climate change, and pandemics. Moreover, the fear of North Korea's nuclear ambitions has fueled a global arms race, with countries seeking to acquire or enhance their own nuclear arsenals. This proliferation of nuclear weapons increases the likelihood of nuclear terrorism or accidental use, posing an existential threat to humanity. Section 8. The future of North Korea, uncertainty and hope. Predicting the future of North Korea is a complex and uncertain endeavor. The country's leadership remains committed to its nuclear program and its isolationist policies, showing little interest in denuclearization or economic reforms. However, there are glimmers of hope. The international community continues to seek a diplomatic solution to the North Korean issue, engaging in dialogue and offering incentives for denuclearization. There are also signs of change within North Korea, albeit slow and incremental, as the country grapples with the economic consequences of sanctions and the aspirations of its people for a better life. The path forward requires a multifaceted approach that combines pressure and diplomacy. Continued sanctions, coupled with targeted economic assistance and engagement with the North Korean people, could create the conditions for meaningful change. It is crucial to remember that behind the regime's propaganda lies a nation of individuals who deserve the opportunity to live in peace and prosperity. Section 9. Conclusion. A complex and challenging situation. North Korea's combination of poverty, military might, and unpredictable leadership presents a unique and complex challenge to the international community. Its nuclear ambitions and history of aggression have generated fear and mistrust, leading to a dangerous cycle of escalation and mistrust. While sanctions have had a limited impact on North Korea's behavior, they have taken a toll on its people and hindered engagement. The path forward requires a delicate balance of pressure and diplomacy, with the ultimate goal of denuclearization and a peaceful resolution to the Korean conflict. Understanding the complexities of the North Korean issue is crucial for navigating this challenging geopolitical landscape. By acknowledging the historical context, the motivations of the North Korean leadership, and the plight of its people, we can work towards a future where peace and security prevail on the Korean peninsula and beyond.